Howdy, everybody. I hope you all had a great new year. I hope you get everything that you wanted for Christmas. And let's just all hope that 2023 is far better than 22. Because, oh man, this last year was terrible. It was terrible for everybody. Anyhow, just wanted to get that out of the way and say that. Still down here in the city, unfortunately. It's raining, as you could probably see on my window here. Which is great. They need rain down here. Back home, I spoke briefly with Sylvia today, and they've pretty much been stuck at home for the last week with snow and rain and the roads getting all sloshy. They've pretty much just been stuck at home. She hasn't gone to work. Kids hadn't had to go to school, so that was a good thing. So, I guess if I was there, I'd be stuck at home. Darn. I couldn't complain. I'd rather be at home. Stuck there or not, I'd still rather be at home. Of course, I would have had to stock up on cigarettes, or the kids would probably be sleeping outside. Anyhow, some neighbors of mine had some emails sent to them from the county about their buildings they're building, saying basically they flew over and took pictures with the drone and said that they're fine, they're within code. And I have heard of drone use out there and everything. And so I was talking to a friend of mine here about it, and we decided to research it. It turns out that you cannot use drones, or they cannot use drones for surveillance unless they have a warrant. In order to get a warrant to fly over and look at your property, look at your houses, whatever, your buildings, whatever, they have to have somebody who has actually seen it with their own eyes, that's willing to sign the warrant saying that they saw it. And that warrant will be, they'll bring that warrant or whatever, and that person's name will be on it. So somebody, whoever sees it, has to be willing to sign their name on the warrant, saying that they've seen your property, seeing that you're not within code or whatever. The bill is, or what is it? Oh, yeah, the bill begins on, it's the bill. HB 2574. Remember that, so you can look this up for yourself. But it goes on to say, let's see if I can read this. Be it enacted by the legislature of the state of Arizona, Section 1, Title 13, Chapter 30, Arizona Revised Statuses, is amended by adding Section 13-3007 to read: Unlawful use of drones, admissibility of evidence, civil action classification definitions. A. It is unlawful for a law enforcement agency or a state, county, or municipal agency to use a drone to gather, store, or collect evidence of any type, including audio or video recordings or both, or other information is not specifically outlined in a search warrant. A law enforcement agency may not use drones for surveillance of citizens unless the citizen is specifically named on a valid search warrant. It is unlawful, B. It is unlawful for a person to use drones to monitor other persons inside their homes or places of worship, or within the closed confines of their property or other locations where a person would have an expectation of privacy. C. Evidence that is obtained or collected in violation of this section is not admissible in any civil or criminal proceeding and may not be used against a citizen, corporation, or organization in any formal proceeding within this state for the purpose of enforcing state or local law. D. This section does not prohibit either 1. The use of a drone by a law enforcement agency if the law enforcement agency first obtains a search warrant that authorizes the use of a drone, and the use of the drone is used only to obtain evidence on the person named in the warrant. 2. The use of a drone by a law enforcement agency that is actively engaged in the enforcement of Chapter 34 of this title, or Section 13-2319 on public lands, as defined in Section 37-901, or on private land with the written permission from the landowner. C. A citizen from owning or operating a drone for lawful purposes. So, there's more. There's another, page and a half. But I'll let you guys look that up if you're so inclined. I think I've mentioned it here before. I know I spoke with the county drone operator before. He said the county drone has been shot down 9 times going over people's property. For whatever purpose that is, they couldn't have been too very far away. Unless it's a really high dollar drone. It could not have been that far away from where they were operating at. But as I just read, it's unlawful for them to do so if they're trying to gather any evidence or anything. So if they are using it and flying it over people's homes and taking pictures of their property to try to enforce codes, then that is against the law. So I told my friends about it and said that if that's the case, if they did use the drone, then according to law, somebody would have had to have seen their home, seen the buildings they're building, and made a formal complaint about it, and a warrant was issued, and they signed that warrant. I mean, that's completely possible. They're buildings, you can see them from the road. They're not that far off the road, and there's not that much tree coverage. So it is completely possible that somebody did that. They're in kind of an out-of-way place. There's not many people that have any business going down that road. But with that said, that doesn't mean anything. That doesn't mean they didn't anger somebody, and that somebody went and decided to go and tell. You don't know. Myself, my property, you can't see really anything from the road. You can briefly see the one little house we have out there now from one area, if you know right where to stop and look on one road. And then another road on a hill, another one of the ridges. If you get up there and you look at it, you can see it off in the distance. But you'd have to have a high-powered binoculars or something to really look and see anything up close. And that's a Weather King, which is perfectly acceptable to have Weather Kings out there. Where I'm going to put my house, whether I build it or buy another Weather King, my forever house anyhow, it can't be seen from the road in any direction. It can't be seen where I'm putting it. You can be standing at the front of our driveway and looking down the driveway, and you're not going to see anything because the buildings are off to the side in the trees. So I'm not really concerned about it. Now I know the law. I know if they fly over and send me some kind of a message saying, "Oh, you're not in code," I'll say, "Well, how do you know?" And they'll say, "Well, the drone shots." And then I can say, "Well, that was against the law, so you can't use that against me. You can't use that to get a warrant to come out and verify. You can't use it at all." So I'm glad we researched that. I'm glad I got that found out. And I thought I'd give you guys a heads up, let you know if people are moving out here. Obviously, though, if your property's out in the wide open where everybody can see you, it's going to be hard to make the argument unless they specifically tell you that a drone took the pictures. It's going to be kind of hard to make the argument because someone could drive right on by. But if you're hidden, like I am, where you can't be seen from the road, then you've definitely got a case. Either way, just want to let you guys know. Hope that's beneficial. And as I learn more about any other laws that they're trying to enforce that they can't, or, unlawful things they're doing, I will definitely bring it onto the channel and let everybody know about it, because it's something that everybody needs to know, so we can fight them if they try to pull some BS, and they will. That's just the way places like people like that work. The court, any government body, they'll try to screw you any way they can just to get their money, because that's all the permits are. They don't really care about your safety. They just care about getting money in their pocket. That's it. Period. So, anyways, you guys have a happy New Year's. Enjoy the rest of your day and your holiday season. Hoping for a better New Year for everybody. Y'all take care. Can't wait to see y'all again. Bye.